Savior divine, blessed, blessed morning to all. It's, it's good to see the rising. Another day is about to dawn the space where I am. I want to wish everyone a happy life, a good life, a prosperous life, as I will continue to celebrate, uphold, regard, and show my passion for life. Yes, I will continue to do so until the day the breath leave the body. Cares not what you want to say or want to think about me, but I want to make it right with my Creator. So in doing so, I am doing the things that I know is right with my Creator, not what you think is right. Because me and you could have two different teachings, and me and you could agree on two different things. So I'm doing things my way, the way I like it. For instance, I was drawn into myself, as I often done, going deep meditation, you know. And some of the things that I have seen, discovered, and had revealed to me is far different from what I was taught. Yeah? It is far different from what I was taught. And looking at my revelation and also the manifestation, and when I put them together, my revelation matched with the manifestation. And that throws out my education. Right? My education is nowhere near my revelation and the manifestation. If you know what I mean, if you could just fathom what I mean, what they teach us is far different from what we're seeing manifesting now, especially when it comes to the laws of nature. Yes. Yes. Different. The manifestation is different from the education. Right? And it causes so much confusion when someone is bringing their revelation from their observation and meditation. Yes, it's different from the education. And so that is what causing the difference. All right, I'm going to make a strong point here, and to see if I can get you to understand a little more what I am saying here. All right, the difference between sin and crime. What is the difference between sin and crime? All right. And now let's deal with sin first, because sin was the first before crime. Right? Now, you cannot sin against man. right? You cannot sin against man, but you sin against nature or God, what who you call it to be. Now, you can commit a crime against the laws that man put forward to you. When you break those rules and those regulations, you commit a crime, not a sin. Right? Right? So sin is much, much, much more different from being a criminal. And that's the reason why they could not understand. Our people will never understand why some people do some thieveless things and surviving the way they are surviving, because the Creator has pardoned them for what they have done, but man still have them as a criminal. Right? But the Creator don't have them as a sinner. Right? Sinner, man will want to tell you that if you don't follow man's law, you're a sinner. Like man said, that's why Jesus said, in the beginning it weren't so. Right? So whose law you want to follow? Right? The laws of the beginning are the laws of when Moses bring in the whole concept of the contractual agreement, marriage. Right? Now, what Moses has done there, Moses has bring the the earthly kingdom rules to it, while the heavenly rule, nature's rule, is to take unto yourself either and call them your wife or your husband, right? So I just post a video called Nature's Way. Lord in Donald telling you that Donald is no original. Donald is coming from the original, right? He looks at sin and crime and criminals, and he's trying to differentiate them, right? Yes. From being, now, for you to born a male and you changes your organ, you don't commit a crime against man, but a sin against God, the Creator. Because it's not man that gave you your sexes, your organs. It was the Creator who created you that way. That's why it's a sin, but not a crime. Meaning that it is much more than a crime. It's a sin for you to lie on your Creator, right? And trying to change your own self, right? Right? So, the manifestation is far different from the education, right? And that's why meditation, you must go in meditation. Because if you don't go in meditation, my dear friends, you aren't going to see these things, right? Right? Because, if you check meditation brings good vibration, of course, radical. Of course. Right? If you don't, if you caught up into their trap and put the troubles of the world on your head so that you cannot meditate. Because that is what they do, right? they bring all sort of distraction to make you uneasy. Meditation means you have to be determined that you're not going to get caught up into the rigmaroles of what they are putting in front of you to distract you so that you cannot meditate. To see them, because they knew the power of meditation. So the more they can get you confused, whatever method they want to use, whether they want to use the medicine or the food, the clothes, or what, to get you confused, they're going to use it to prevent you from meditate. Because when you really and truly practice deep meditation, you will see deep things and you will act different. And when they find out that you're acting different, they started to discriminate you and try to disregard you and even try to misplace you or even analyze you. Yes, when they see how deep your meds is, you are seeing things that they do not put into their curriculum for you to learn, but yet you are learning it, right? You are learning it. A lot of people don't realize. All right, for instance, a young person, very few young people leave school today and try to start a business for their own, because that's not what they were taught in their lessons. They were taught to come and work for the elites. Yes. So they come and looking a salary. That's what they are looking for, a salary they are working for. They don't see it feasible to work for their own. They work for a thing called salary. you, you understand? But that's how they were taught, and that's why the bulk of money being spent on the educational system, and it is so expensive, right? Right? So for you to just learn as much as how to take care of the elites, the rich and the famous business, and not your own, right? So they believe in salary. Look and see how they rushes to work for someone, and to start to work for yourself, it is the hardest thing. Because one, you're gonna first tell yourself, say, you don't have the capital, but nature already provides the capital for you. But being as you are not going in deep meditation to see the capital that nature has provided for you, you buy into into their education process, and said you have to accumulate all of this, which is quite costly, right? Right? So, so you understand. So each time you look back and you see what it costs to start, but to start, you go and say, let me settle for the salary. Let me settle for the salary. And for years, it's like quicksand. You wasted your time, right? They push you out as they have a mind. They take you in as they have a mind, right? They tell you when you ought to sit, when you ought to walk, when you ought to sex, what time to go to bed, what time to wake up. They control you that way. right? And so one has to go into deep meditation, and they are not encouraging meditation today because, like I said before, if you had gone into deep meditation like that, you will see all of the wrongs that they are teaching you. You will see through the manifestation, right, of your meditation. Them not want you to see that, right? That's why Bob Marley said, they said what we know is what they teach us. And then he said, none but ourselves can free our mind. Right? Believe in yourself more, trust yourself more, right? Love yourself more, right? Right? So when the President of the United States said, if you were born a female, remain a female, he may put it into some sophisticated words, but me just drop it my way. If you're born a man, satisfied with yourself being a man. Perform the duties of a male, because it's two genders, or the Creator has created on the land. And if you try to create three, you is a sinner. I want you to understand me, right? If you try to create another gender, you are not a criminal. Criminal is too local, right? You are a sinner. You're trying to change the course of nature, right? You're also telling lies. And the Creator, you can tell lie to get you out of trouble, yes? And you will be pardoned for that lie. But when you tell blatant lie like that, right, you go and you changes your organ that God gave to you. That's not a criminal offense. It's a sin higher than criminal, much higher than criminal, right? When you're born with a vagina and you place a penis on your body, that's past criminality. That's a sin. Now, the laws of certain country will not pay you no mind, but certainly your Creator is paying your mind. Then that's why it's not a crime, you know. You're not a criminal if you choose to change your genders. But it is a sin. That's the difference between criminality and sin, right? And sin means wrong, right? Sin means wrong. Sin means you are trying to pervert the course of nature. You can pervert the course of justice and you don't sin. But once you pervert the course of nature, then you sin. Yes. Wow. I don't want to go too deep, you know. I don't want to go too deep because I meditate a lot, you know. Right? I don't want to go too deep. You see, taking somebody's life without yours being threatened. You were ordered to make life, not to take life. So it goes beyond sin if your life were not being threatened. Why do I say that? David slew Goliath. Thank you for the gift. David slew Goliath, as according to the Bible. And he never answered a question for slewing Goliath. Yet the Bible said, thou shalt not kill. Did the sling and the stone that takes the giant out means killing? He did not charge. And the reason why he were not charged, it is because Goliath threatened an entire nation. Right? Yes. Goliath was a danger to an entire nation. Right? That's why we have rules like laws like cold-blooded murder, first-degree murder that is within man. Right? But if your life has been threatened by a next man or a next individual and you defended yourself, then that's not a sin. That's not a sin because you have to defend your life. Right? So when it is a terrible sin and the law makers, as we often heard, and it is alleged that the man did not have a weapon of destruction to destroy them, but they honor alive him. And that's how the practice come in planting a weapon, right? But in planting the weapon, it only can save him from man. If he plants a weapon on him and the man did not have a weapon that threatened his life, may God help him. So, as Shinehead said in one of his songs, although you rob a man this week, don't believe say your ending I go sweet, cause Jah is a silent river and it runs deep. Now, when it come on to nature's law or God's law, God dot every I and cross every T. When it comes to man, man will take bribe not to dot all the I's and not to cross all the T's. So it's a complete different situation between God's law and man's law. Yes, a complete different situation, right? And that's why it is called corruption. That's why it is called corruption. Because corruption can block the course of justice. Corruption can block the truth. Corruption makes you become ascetic, stuck in the pipeline. Corrosion, corruption. So the truth cannot flow through, right? So it's stuck there. Removing the documents of a court case, you call it corruption because it's stopping the documents. The evidence is what you need to proceed. You know, to make the thing fair, right? And without the documents or the evidence, then you don't have no case. Corruption, how many times we have seen that? How many times we have seen that happen? So, wow. So then, it leads me to believe, or to know, or to observe that the only true judge is the Almighty One. And it leaves me to believe or to know that not because of your title, not because of the office you hold, your material status, right, going to make you a good person, are not a sinner, right? Because if you notice, that's why these lawmakers find it easy for them to break the same law that they make. And at the same time, not thinking of the sin they are committing. Why? Because God is not like man. Some of them got their punishment and don't even realize that they were punished by their Creator for what they have done. Yes. Lots of them got their punishment. But because God is a true judge, He knows the right punishment that fit the sin that individual had committed, and He's going to be fair with His judgment. Yes. So sometimes you see how some people uneasy, been thrown off their throne, is their punishment they are getting for what they have done. You will be running a country and you can't get no growth in the country. It's the punishment for what you have done, right? To the people that you are leading. Yeah. So it stems in every quarters, in every strata of society, because, like I said before, God is the only true judge that you have, that will judge each and everyone fairly. Everyone will get a fair judgment. That's why David weren't charged for slewing Goliath, but certainly he paid the price for sending Uriah to the battlefront. He was tormented. He did not eat for days. And the punishment is to bear the loss of the child that he lusted for with Bathsheba, because God did take back the child's life. Yes. And that must have lived with David for years. Right? So he did not punish. He did not punish for slewing Goliath, but he did punish for sending Uriah to the battlefront. That's corruption. That's unfair to God. Now, being as he was the lawmaker, he couldn't be charged because that's a criminal offense, not a sin. That's a sin. That's a criminal offense. God, he is one of those who make the law against criminal. That's why the finger, Nathan asks him the question. Right? Nathan asks him that question about the fat calf and the one this, and he said, and he said, he should die. And Nathan turned to him and said, "Thou art the man. Thou art the man. Look at yourself. You're in the mirror. Look at yourself now. That's what you have done. That's a sin. You ought to be punished for the sin that you committed." But it wasn't a crime because he was the king. And he makes the criminal laws. So it passed a criminal offense into sin. Right? So we have to know the difference between crime and sin. They are not the same. So I can be a criminal, but not a sinner. I break the laws of man, but uphold the laws of nature. Yeah? Yes. How do you marry? How do you marry? And who are you? Georgina? 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 Well, how do you marry? I marry with my penis, and I marry with the penis and the vagina. Right? Because the ring is for men. How do you marry? I want to join with you, right? When I'm marrying, I want to teach, I want to learn of your circumference and your depth, and your temperature, right? Right? Yeah, that's how I marry. That's how you marry, or you have to. I have to take you to the store to take down an expensive ring, and go to the store and take down an expensive dress that don't look good on you, long and uncomfortable on you, and the most superfine shoes, and then we invite everybody from around us and come, and we yam, and we spend out with little money and all of those things. That's how you marry. Yeah? Right? Well, use the right terms then. Georgina Robinson, if you're really and truly a female, right? Because we have a lot of what you then call them imposters female around. Yes, and lots of imposters male. And before I marry you, are thinking of marry you, I will have to examine your vein, your vine, and know of your line and all of that before I enter the center. You understand? Because I don't know if you're a Jamaican, but in Jamaica, yes, the reason why we have to do all of that, we have a lot of female merchant tailors here. They make jacket for fun. You understand? So we have to get everything right before the hose, before the pole go into the holes. You understand? We have to dot all the I's and cross every T's now because of the high volume of female merchant tailors. They cut to fit here and they make only jackets. Right? Yes. So, Georgina, I don't know if you're still interested in marrying a wise man, because majority people today, girls do not want to marry someone who is wise. Yes, they prefer to marry someone who is bad. Majority today doesn't want female today doesn't want a good man. Probably they will want a cross gender, which is if you cross your gender to be a male, you are a bad man. You are not a good man, but those are the one that gets the nod. The bad man or the bad girl. The good man who remains as the Creator had created them. Yes, natural and all of that. Yes. Don't get them, you know. Georgina. Don't get them, you know. So the whole of them, the outer street, I say, I lay down in them bed, box round, and they can roll from one corner of the bed to the other without any interference. Why you think that happened? You think because him bad? Because him good. And your preferred choice is you want a bad man, right? Well, the good man abide by every laws of nature. The good man won't put on a condom. The good man won't want to be unfaithful. The good man doesn't goes for the hype. The good man will know that if you go and buy your hair, your nails, and all of that, you cannot be a royal girl. The good man knows all of that. Yes, the bad man don't know. The bad man believe in outer beauty. The good man believe in your inner beauty. Sees you from your inner. The bad man sees you from your outer beauty. Yo, the girl look good. Yeah, look on the girl ass. But the girl he see your ass, but he not see your mind. He not see your intention. He doesn't see that you're a Delilah. Right? So that's why a bad girl prefer a bad man. Yes. So badness and badness clash. Yes. Because they leave all the good man out there like me. Right? Leaving me. Because I am good. I am sensible. I think deeply. I look deeply into the things. I can see what you are trying to hide. So you're not going to take me readily, right? Right? You will lie there, Georgina, and you will assume, or you will be sarcastic. Being so sarcastical that you said, I want you. But I mean, you already have a people that's in my little cabin here, and you don't see no material things to float your mind. So right away you say, I'm a good man that. Right? I just pull me up, pulling legs. What me are doing him. Right? Because you don't see the chandeliers and you don't see the upstairs bed and you don't see the triple door fridge and all of those things. So you said that's not a good man. Yes, you don't see the swimming pool and you don't see the 5 beds and the two X5 and the most expensive car and the yacht and the private jet. So you say that's not a good man. All you can see is a little bicycle around by the front or a hand cart. So you say that's not a good man. No, that man cannot be a good man. So you choose and what your eyes have seen. Yes. So when you're there talking about would you marry me, you must know marriage means perfect amalgamation. Eh? Perfect, and I use the word perfect amalgamation. That's what marriage means. A permanent fix. That's marriage. A permanent fix that you join for a reason, and that reason is not materialistic. Right? You join for a reason, and that reason is not for the material values. Right? It's for the spiritual and humanitarian value. So you must be intelligent first in marriage. You have to first acknowledge what is life. You have a life of your own and you want to merge with someone else. Remember, you have a life of your own. Marriage means amalgamating your life with mine. Mixing, the word amalgamate means to mix, exchange your energy with mine. Join your energy with mine, not joining with paper or ring, because none of them can ever join you together. Neither the contractual agreement, the ring or the ring can never join you officially, but the penis and the vagina, right? The receiver and the giver. The male is the giver, and the woman to receive the method or the ointment or whatsoever you want to describe it as, to really, all right, say the DNA, right? The DNA to really and truly join you together, right? Yes, only the pastor is useless, the merchant is useless, the crowd is useless. Is only you and your partner are important, with a third partner, which is God Almighty. The only third in that case in your marriage is God Himself. And He is the one who makes both of you, not the pastor or not the religious leaders. right? No, the body, the temple belongs to God. So without you are not meditating, you are going to just run with the notions that a pastor have to marry you. And you marry yourself. You try to marry yourself with God as the weakness, the sole weakness, and the true weakness, and the everlasting weakness. Right? God. So when I takes you into my little Sweden, it's me and you alone is there, and I marry you. Eh? I marry you. I place my finger into the circumference of your ring, and then I send my signature through my pen into your book and signed my name in there. In 9 months' time, you come out with someone looking like both me and you. Have a little bit of me and a little bit of you. So we merge. That's why the disciples that said unto Jesus, if it is so, it's best a man not to marry. And Paul said, if you can do like me, you don't marry. Because you don't must marry. You don't must make any commitment. Because your body, you do whatsoever you want to do. You want to join it with somebody. Yeah. But we try and remember there's a price to pay for everything you do, whether good or bad. And when the first order was made, it said, be ye fruitful and multiply and have many children. Suppose you want to go against that. You can easily go against that. But prepare to bear the consequence of your decision. Prepare to bear the consequence of your decision. You decided to abort your child, nobody will stop you. Right? Abort your child. But there's a consequence beyond that. Be fruitful and multiply. Right? Make life. Your purpose is to replenish the earth. Is to bring life on earth, not to take life. Leave all vengeance unto him. I am the one who decided if you live or you're dead. Remember the one? Bad Indian? And we decided whether you live or you're dead. Yes. We can't come out as human being making statements like those. We can't. Mighty rising champs. Yes, Wilbur. Right? Yes. We can't. We has no powers to do that. We did not get that as an order. Our order was to make life. He said, go out there, make life. I have provided everything for the human race, the unborn and the born, right? You should be busy making life, making someone live. You are busy doing the opposite, busy making sure that someone die. And it goes right back to the elite, the rich, and the famous, those that garnered their riches out of nature and use their proceeds to do evil. Sorry for them. Sorry for them. Weapon of mass destruction. Right? I will borrow. I will borrow here. I will borrow peanut dread words. Setting up themselves for their own radam. Yes. And my mother always said long run, short catch. And as the water, the leaf drop in at the water bottom, water it rattle, right? Every day carry bucket to the well. One day the bucket bottom must drop out, and when it drop out, it go radam. And that means at the end of it, this the end of the story, argument and action done. Right? Right? So one has to be very, 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 very careful. And you're gonna start your carefulness by the education. You have to know the difference between indoctrination and education. But in order for you know the difference, you have to do some deep meditation and watch for its manifestation. Manifestation is greater than education. Look out for the manifestation. The manifestation is what matched with nature. The things that match with nature, that's manifestation. Like the words I'm speaking, be fruitful and multiply. Multiply means is you keep on adding, you don't divide, you don't take away, right? The multiplication, and that's why men and women have sex, to bring the multiplication, the multiples of human beings on earth, right? To multiply. Yes, knowledge is power, my brother. Yes, yes. Right? Right? That's why you multiply. So we goes together. So Donald is no Ginal. Donald sticking to the original. When he said it's two genders that God created, male and female. Now, men using their knowledge the other way to create other genders, which is a sin, not a crime to man, but a sin to God. Right? And because of you, a lot of you do not know the difference between sin and a crime. You know, they feel comfortable committing the sin. Right? No, obedient to the one that lead my people astray. These people, these well-thought people in a high position, right? Endorsing the fact that you can change your sexuality, right? Teaching it in the schools, going down to the infants before their brain started to develop. You started to nurture their brain with that lie, right? Woe be unto the one, woe be unto them, right? Right? You did not born that way. It's something that from ancient time people adopt, and not because they adopt it, right? You must go in meditation and look and see how the original, what the original was. Stick to the original, mama and papa, to do the multiplication, right? Mama and papa, that machine that you see, what they are trying to do today is to make machine bring babies. No, that's not the original, right? That's not the original. Every man were born, thank you for your gift. Every man were born with if you're a male, you're born with a male organ, the penis. And if you're a female, you're born with the vagina. You need not go and purchase one. From the moment you start purchase an article that you were born with, whether you, Lord Jesus, whoa. So, knowledge will be increasing in a bewildering fashion according to Haile Selassie. But make sure that it doesn't reach the same fate as the Tower of Babel. And you know, the knowledge were there for people to innovate, right? Not create, you know. You cannot create, you can only innovate. So after creation, man ought to innovate and navigate, right? Because they cannot create. So they can innovate. A lot of people call man's innovation creation, which is not accurate. It is unfair to the creator when you look at the meaning of creation to putting another creator beside the creator. I'm going to show you an example here. In Jamaica, there's a king for dancehall, and you have many other kings want to be. Many other persons want to be kings, putting a king against another king, right? It is the same thing they're trying to do with the creator and an innovator. They are calling an innovator a creator, which is totally wrong. You have many innovators, but one creator. Because creator is a one-time thing. So it was created for man to navigate and innovate. Man ought to search like Google for the real combination to be successful. Search. That's why you cannot be lazy. That's why I cannot endorse a one who covets other people for their things that they work for without trying to set a footing of their own. For instance, you is a poor, you have, Carly said, you are A poor girl has gone to your terms, because no one is poor in the spirit, but has gone to your definition. But you want a rich man. Why you want the rich man? Because you don't want to go and search. You're lazy. You want what the man already put together. You want to come and inherit it. That's why you want a rich man. A rich woman. You are lazy. That's why you scam. That's why you rob. Right? You don't want to be an innovator. Right? You don't want to start from scratch. Right? And be an originator. Yes. You can be an originator of various things. And using the creator space that the creator has created. He had created this space for you to navigate, innovate, and appreciate, accelerate, generate. Yes, but he is the head cook and bottle washer of all of those to create. Right? So you must know where to size up yourself. You cannot size up yourself with the creator while you are just the innovator. You have to first appreciate the creator. Right? So we cannot create. We are innovator. We are navigators. Right? So we are to navigate the space that we are in to get out all that is there for us. Right? We cannot be lazy. Right? Whether you're going to use your brain or use your physical strength to get out what you do want out of life instead of depending on someone who navigates, right? Use up his or her time to garner all the wealth, and you sit there just waiting with modern technology to pull everything away from you. Right? Well, it has been taught to us by our so-called leaders to rob and rape through slavery. Right? How? It is well known, and it's a fact, that the cow jump over the moon means that move for your foot. Let me put for me. May I overtake you. Right? You really and truly are number one. But me want that position. The number one position. So you want what I have, and that's what bring about bad mind. That's what bring about the first killing. That's what bring the war between God and Satan, our negative and positive, right? That's what bring it out, right? One, two want to override. One, look in the garrisons. When you are done, you don't want to see another Don comes. Look in ancient times, Herod did not want to see another king, right? That's why he said, go search diligently for the young child. And when you find him, bring me words again, because I too want to worship him. Herod did not want to worship baby Jesus. Herod did want to unalive baby Jesus before he rise to be a king. And those are the same pattern you see happening in the garrison that causing so much crime and violence today. Because when a potential Don is coming up and challenging the previous one, they are going to form gangs and groups and all of that amongst their one another and strengthen their one another to fight against their one another. Right? Yes. It was the same thing. Herod did not want a king. You can leave Herod now and you can come to King Saul. King Saul, although David slew Goliath and he was the next in line. No, Saul could not take a minute of this to know that someone was gonna sit on his throne. Beenie Man cannot take a minute of it that someone is gonna sit on his throne. Winston Foster cannot. You understand? Without until death do them part, right? When they has no power to control again, but as long as they are living, they want to hold that prestigious position, right? And they will fight, they will rob, they will kill, they will do everything to maintain in the top row. You understand me? That prestigious position, and it is an ancient thing that is happening now, right? And you can see the jostle here in if you're in Jamaica between the two political party. You can see some of them work out to be good. You can see the rush to do certain things in America. So comes Marcus Garvey being pardoned here because this one want to say I did it, and fire that must tail right, and now them say the table a turn to right where it belongs, that number one is number one and number one is the black man. They really seize now and want to be much more on the right side because there is no alternative now. The truth is about to unfold because the creator is now chipping in and showing who is the real McCoy here, who was here first, who the gold, the silver and everything, who is really responsible for it. And the I came, I saw, I conquer is about to unfold to this generation. What it really means. The cow jump over the moon, the dish run away with the spoon, and the little dog laugh to see such a fun. It's about to reveal. So they are taking away themselves and taking themselves out of it and saying, it's not me, sorry. Like Pilate. I wash my hands. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Right? That's what they're doing. Yes. So, if you are not seeing what I am seeing, then so be it. I go in deep meditation and I see these things. That's why I started to endorse the way of life. Pussy. I started to endorse my language, my dialect. Pussy, while I could easily say vagina. Yes, but that the queens. That's the that's our colonizer definition of the life-giving whole. Right? I wanted to normalize the word pussy like how they normalize the other one. Right? I want that word to be normalized amongst the children and stop telling the children that if they said pussy they're cussing bad word, but if they cut off their hair and place fingernails or change their sex is not bad, right? That's good. Those garbage I want to stop in my country, right? And as we approach 6 o'clock, it's time to say so long from this edition of Tai Chica's Morning Chat. I will be back as long as my creator gives me the energy to. Yes. If you love it, support it. Don't report it. Donald is no Ginal. He's like Reginald. He loves the original. We are from the original tribe. And that's where we are headed. Be fruitful and multiply. We're not telling a lie. We want to live. We don't want to die. So what? What a big argument about? See you another time. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for all that you have provided for us. Thank you for your ears, and continue to share my videos. Continue to support it. Reginald 1950, right? Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on YouTube, right? And subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow me on TikTok. Argument done.